Hey YouTube, this is the 40 Watt Garage. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. Today's project is our Dyson Animal 2 upright vacuum cleaner. The other day when we were using it, we noticed that it just did not have anywhere near the power that it usually has. It wasn't sucking the smallest stuff up off the carpeting, and so we decided to take a look at it. And I did a little research, and it seems that a common problem with these machines is there's a flexible hose that goes between the beater brush head and the vacuum chamber, like an accordion hose, and many times those will fail and rip, and then the vacuum and suction power doesn't get from the motor assembly down into the beater brush. So we'll take this thing apart, do a little inspection, and see if we need to get some new parts. So hang with us. Okay, for ease of access to get to this lower vacuum motor housing, we're gonna take a few pieces off. These are all things that are part of kind of general maintenance and cleaning on one of these machines. But we'll take the dirt canister off. And then, to make it easier to work on, we'll remove the beater brush head assembly. This is relatively easy to do. If you turn it on its side like this, you see this red clip right here. It's a half circle clip. If you grip that and wiggle and pull down or towards where the floor would be, this circular clip will come off very easily. If you notice, it's got a shape to it. One edge is tapered, and that points towards the taper points towards the ball. So if you pop that off, set that aside, tip the machine back up, and the beater brush head will lift right off. That tube that we're talking about is inside here behind this assembly. So we need to take a few parts off to get a look inside of there. So if you turn it over onto the one side where you have this blue knob, this is access to the filter housing, one of the filter housings. This is removed just by turning this blue knob several times, counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. This will lift off. Here's your filter assembly for the motor. This is removed by giving it a quarter turn or eighth turn, and it ramps up, lifts off. That's about all you can do on this side. Flip the machine over. This is the hose that we're after, by the way, right in here. If you can see that corrugated hose is the one that either fails a lot of the time. Turn it over this direction. We want to get this cover off. This one's a little different. I'm sure there's a $75 Dyson XYZ 4973246 removal tool, but you can get away with a pair of needle nose pliers. And if you put it in two opposing holes, hold the cover, you give it about a quarter turn, and it pops right out. Then the retaining nut for this half of the ball, if you look carefully, there's two notches. You can take the same needle nose pliers, hook them in the notches, using it kind of as a spanner wrench. Again, counterclockwise. Several times. and that will lift off. And it appears that there is a flat washer sitting here waiting to get lost. You want to be sure to retrieve that. Put the machine on its front and we can look. And okay, well, my machine is not sucking because my accordion type hose is not connected to anything anymore. All right. And this is easy to remove as well. This just lifts straight up and out. And here is your little accordion hose. But it should be latched down inside the machine. Well, to be able to see how that thing clips in and to maybe get to it, I'm going to put the beater brush head back on so that the machine isn't flopping around on the workbench so much. So we're just going to reinstall that clip and the beater head, and now the machine won't tip over on me so much. And let's see what's going on inside of here. All right, I've got the camera down in hand. I got a flashlight, and that is where that lower end of the hose needs to click into place for the elbow that goes down to the beater brush assembly. And it appears that there's a latch on the hose and a little tab that must click into a slot, and then a latch that holds it into place, and then the upper part which attaches to that hub right there. We need to get these support wheels out of the way, and that is as easy as giving it a little smack like that. And we look down inside there. I don't know if this light will help or not. And it looks like this hose assembly goes down in here. There's a slot where these two slots match up, and it will click into place. And it must have gotten unlatched somehow. So let's slide that into place. I heard a slight click, and it latched into place. It's not coming out. But I want to check something. So I will put a screwdriver into that little tab, pop it loose, out it comes. Let's inspect this hose. It does not appear that there are any rips or tears in it. You want to spread all of the bellows and look. Obviously, if yours has failed, it'll be very obvious, but this bellows appears to be in good shape, so it just came detached. So I'm going to have to put it back in and latch it into place. So we will slide that down into its hole. I heard it click and latch. It's latched. Now the fun part will be getting it up and inside. Can I get it through here? I'm going to carefully see if I can grip it. Yep, carefully grip it with my needle nose. Turn, put it in, and that appears to be it. It is now back in place. the machine should operate just fine. I'm going to reassemble the side covers and we'll give it a test. Reassembly is just the reverse. Get your flat washer, your side cover, one thing I want to do while we're in here and I have access to it is give some of these sealing surfaces where parts made up to each other a little bit of a cleaning. So we're going to pop this hose back off again. And I've got some household cleaner. You want to use something mild. This is 409, but either that or a damp cloth or mild soap water solution. I'm going to wipe down where these surfaces touch against each other. So any dirt, crud, whatever that's on this gasket or this sealing surface isn't going to allow that hose to mate up properly and get a good seal for maximum vacuum and suction. And there's some crud in there. I'll see if I can pull this hose up and out of here. Get a little more. And wipe this out. You don't want to use anything too powerful that'll attack the plastic or the rubber. So just clean that up to get a good seal. Snap that back into place like it's supposed to be. All right. And then we're going to blow out our filter with some compressed air, or you could choose to order a replacement. So we'll clean this filter up and we'll be right back. Okay, our filter, again, only kind of goes on one way. There's a large locking key and a large slot in the housing. If you get it started, it'll ramp down, lock into place. Doesn't take much effort at all. And you get your other half circle with the blue knob, get it centered, and then spin the blue knob clockwise. Remember the old righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And just finger pressure snug. And we are done with that repair. Everything is back in place. And we are good to go there. Getting back on the cleanup and stuff like that, we're going to use our towel again. There's a little hatch cover here where it transfers the vacuum from the ball assembly back up into the handle. Wipe off the sealing surface. Wipe this rubber gasket off. Get all the dirt and crud off of there. So it's nice and clean. Flip that back into place. And I think we are ready to give it a test run. And again, another place to give it a little attention, where your dirt canister matches up to the body of the machine. Again, there's a rubber seal on that. Get all the accumulated dirt off of there. And where it mates up to the dirt canister. And then where the dirt canister matches up to the handle assembly. place. Well, let's give it a run. Let's see what we get. Oh, I think you can see that it's working well. It's actually scrubbing the dirt out of my foot saver protector pads on the floor. Well, I would call that a successful repair. In my case, I did not have to replace that lower accordion bellows hose. Mine just became unclicked from where it's supposed to be. I was able to snap it back into place and everything's done. On your machine, if that bellows got ripped or torn, yes, you're gonna have to order a replacement part, either from Dyson or an appliance parts outfit, something like that. I'm gonna guess it's gonna cost about $20. But as you've seen, just with a needle nose pliers, you can disassemble the machine and get to where you need to get and replace that lower accordion hose very easily and get your machine back to prime operating condition. My next little project will be washing and cleaning the dirt canister and the filter that's inside, which is recommended by Dyson to do on a monthly basis or whenever it's full and dirty. So you don't need to see that. But I think we have a successful repair that was zero cost. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.